What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is the top 10 conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. Interesting. There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. Some are absolutely a load of rubbish. Some have some weight to them, you have to admit. Are you a conspiracy person?
No.
Oh, I was going to say no for you as well. I'm not really a conspiracy person, but like I'd be open to everything if that makes sense.
I feel like I'm not. Like, it's like I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in ghosts, not for like the sentimental thing. You know, people say it's loved ones coming. It's nothing to do with that. It's just the fact that would creep me out. So I choose not to believe in it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, and conspiracy theories, I'd rather just not know if they're true or not.
Yeah, I guess it's a conspiracy theory.
I'm not someone that would be... Yeah, no, it's just an example.
Just an example. You don't want to know about it.
I don't want to know about it, so I just choose to not know about it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm one of them where I'm open to anything, but I wouldn't go... I'm not telling you what something happened or not. I only know.
No, I get annoyed
if
somebody tries to tell me what I should be thinking. It's like, well, no, that's your own opinion.
Yeah, exactly. You think whatever you want. I really don't mind. I've got my information. I'll think what I want. Happy days. Everyone gets along. No arguing. Bing, bang, bosh. Happy days. But I tell you what would be mad. What would be absolutely mad if one day turns out to be us for that. Just imagine. I know it's not. Right, let's get straight into the top 10 conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. Smash that like button, guys. Smash that subscribe button. Let us know if you want us to do similar videos like this in the future. Like we said in the video you're going to see in a couple of hours. We've done a 10-mile walk today, haven't we? So a little bit tired. So if we slow our words or anything like that, that happens to me when I'm a bit tired.
Yeah, we've not had alcohol like people sometimes think.
Yeah, no alcohol. I've not been... Do you know, I really want to move on because it's been a long intro. Someone said the other day, John, we recorded in the morning. James was like, he's been up for like 5 days straight.
No, we just recorded earlier than we usually do.
Hadn't had a shower yet and just recorded. That's why. So I haven't been up for 5 days straight. Let's get straight into it. Top 10 conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. What we got?
He had a blank look in his eye. He didn't know who we were. He didn't know we were his daughters.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 conspiracy theories that turned out to be true.
Oh, there's the president sitting there signing a document. What the heck were we worried about?
For this list, we'll be going over the strangest and most famous conspiracy theories that were actually conspiracy facts. Is there a theory you once believed that you now realize was a load of baloney? Tell us in the comments. Number 10, Roswell cover-up. In the summer of 1947, an object crashed down to Earth in Roswell, New Mexico. Theories that it was an alien spacecraft have pervaded pop culture for over a half a century since.
Everybody thinks that Roswell was the first sighting of a UFO in the United States, and that's bull roar.
Yeah. The U.S. Air Force claimed that the object was merely a weather balloon, only added fuel to the fire. And the conspiracy theorists were right. It was no weather balloon, and there was a cover-up. But it wasn't an alien ship either, probably. The object was a high-altitude balloon launched as part of Project Mogul. These balloons were intended to detect sound waves from Soviet atomic bomb tests. During the Cold War, the U.S. military couldn't exactly be honest about that in the papers. Now, whether you think that's another cover story, well...
This better not be another damn Russian spy job.
Number 9.
It could be another cover story. That's super interesting to know. You know what I mean? Because it's not far off a hot air balloon. That would make sense.
Yeah.
I've never heard that one.
Aliens.
That is quite... You never know. There could be life out there. You never know. I'm not saying there is or not, but that makes a lot of sense. And I kind of like the logic behind there. So if they have covered it up, they fooled me. You know what I mean?
Big tobacco's big lie.
There's extensive use of this technology, which is called ammonia chemistry, that allows for nicotine to be more rapidly absorbed in the lungs and therefore affect the brain and central nervous system.
Smoking causes lung cancer and a lot of other adverse health effects. Scientists demonstrated this definitively in the 1950s. However, public opinion wavered for decades, with sources springing up to generate controversy and debate. Some suspected that the tobacco industry was suppressing and distorting the facts through a coordinated campaign, and it eventually came out that they were. Together, the world's largest tobacco companies initiated Operation Berkshire to generate fake controversy and debate. Big Tobacco knew that smoking caused cancer and that nicotine was addictive. They decided not to make cigarettes less harmful because addiction made them a lot of money.
Now, the work we did here is confidential, not for public scrutiny, any more than our one's family matters.
Dumbledore.
You're threatening my family now, too.
Just goes to show, Where there's
Watch
smoke,
Mojo's
there's often
obsessed
fire.
with their movies,
See
aren't
how
they?
camels
Always show
agree
the
with your
movies.
throat. See how mild and good tasting a cigarette can be.
Number 8,
That's
the White
mental,
Sox
innit?
through the
Never
World
today in this
Series.
world.
The Chicago White Sox are on record for having one of the longest droughts between winning World Series at 87 years. However, they weren't always known for their bad luck. Back in the late 1910s, the Sox won in 1917, and they even had a wonder like Shoeless Joe Jackson on the team. Yet, rumors during the 1919 series held that the games were fixed. The White Sox lost the series, but the rumors persisted into the next year. Eventually, a grand jury found evidence that 8 players, including Jackson, though his role is disputed, were involved in a conspiracy to receive money in exchange for throwing the series.
I think the Black Sox players saw a high reward for what they were doing. They could make as much as their yearly salary in 1 week for fixing the World Series.
While a trial found
That's
them
mental.
not guilty, they were nevertheless banned from the league permanently. Number 7.
Oh, that's
nefarious-
interesting. Not guilty, but were banned anyway, so the league believed they had. Let us know anything else if you've got more insight on that, on why the
Usually-
league did it.
They get like, it's like not expelled. What's the word?
Oh, suspension or something
Suspension until the courts decide.
like that. Yeah, because it's kind of
But
like that innocent till proven
If
guilty.
the courts decide they're not guilty, then
Yeah, let us know more details. There must be more details about that which we haven't
Yeah.
been told, so let us know in the comments.
agents infiltrated the government. The Church of Scientology is infamously touchy about any criticism of their organization.
I didn't mean anything by it. I don't even know L. Ron Hubbard.
Their influence over celebrities is well known, but theories about their influence over the government are also out there. And here's the thing. Scientologists really did infiltrate the government. In the 1970s, at least 5,000 members of the organization conducted espionage on government agencies and private organizations. And this wasn't a fringe element either. The founder's wife, Mary Sue Hubbard, pleaded guilty and went to prison. It was one of the largest scale infiltrations of the US government in history. All of this was done with the aim of destroying evidence that painted Scientology in an unfavorable light.
Oh, wow.
It arguably had quite the opposite effect.
Boy.
Yeah, once we were found out, game over.
Pretty sensitive.
Number 6. The FBI spied on political activists.
All power to all the people.
Those involved in political protests and other activist causes are often paranoid that they're being watched. And they should be, because it's happened before and it can happen again.
Tapes from the hotel rooms, FBI reports, those are pieces of information that we shouldn't have.
From the late 50s to the early 70s, the FBI engaged in illegal surveillance, infiltration, and disruption of protest movements and other organizations deemed subversive.
He realized how sick this country was. We were trying to reveal the truth about segregation.
These ranged from independence movements to civil rights movements to feminist organizations. They even had John Lennon, the former Beatles frontman, under watch. While this program, named COINTELPRO, was abolished in 1971, others may have taken its place.
This represents the darkest part of the Bureau's history.
Number 5. The first female U.S. president. While the United States has yet to elect a woman to the office of president, by electoral college anyway, some theorize that a woman has assumed the duties of the office already. In 1919, President Woodrow Wilson suffered a debilitating stroke. This left him bedridden and partially paralyzed with some impaired judgment.
If I don't help him be president, what a kind of wife am I?
For over a year, Wilson's wife Edith aided him in governing the country, to the point where she was basically performing his job in all but name. The degree of her involvement was kept a close secret, and Wilson herself denied that she made executive decisions until her death.
So he's like sitting there, and they like move it.
Even though you're making the decisions for him, I guess you're not technically president, are you? Because you haven't been elected.
yeah, and also like at the end of the day, his decision's final.
Yeah, but he wasn't like he had a stroke and that, so I don't know if he could make it. But are you president if you haven't been elected properly? You know, I get that the vice president stuff that would come in sometimes, but are you? You know what I mean? Got to go through the whole process, haven't you?
Yeah.
Let us know. You guys know a lot more than us.
It's not
so
like
let
a
us
royal
know what you
family
think.
where you just get born into it.
Yeah, there's never an election for that, is there? This is election. They pick the person they want out. Or some people don't even like the candidates, but they pick the person they want, or half of them do. They're in. That's their job for 4 years. kick them out or keep them in or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just get in like that and you're still not your name on it,
it's awkward.
You're not really president, are you?
No.
Let us know in the comments.
His arm, and then they just released that to the press, and that's how dumb people were back then.
Number 4, the government is spying on you. The common refrain for cranks and conspiracy nuts for decades has been that the government is watching our every move. And it's not completely wrong. With the rise of smartphones and the internet, the government has unprecedented access to information on its citizens.
They're following us.
In the wake of 9/11, the Bush administration initiated far-reaching mass surveillance programs, both foreign and domestic. The NSA's activities in the years since have included sucking up and storing online history, emails, metadata, text messages, you name it. Edward Snowden revealed a lot of this info with his leaks, including how other governments were also implicated.
Even if you send it to somebody within the United States, your wholly domestic communication between you and your wife can go from New York to London and back and get caught up in the database.
Few believe that in the time since, governments have just given up. Number 3, false justification for war. In August 1964, the USS Maddox fired a warning shot as 3 North Vietnamese torpedo boats approached the Gulf of Tonkin. After the torpedo boats opened fire, the Maddox sank all 3. 2 days later, the report of a second attack prompted President Lyndon B. Johnson to authorize further military action in Vietnam. For years, people questioned this justification.
At one point, the commander of the ship said, "We're not certain of the attack."
you need
Another
to
point,
get
they
to
said,
war,
"Yes,
don't
we're
you?"
absolutely positive." And then finally, late in the day, Admiral Sharp said, "Yes, we're certain it happened."
It was eventually revealed that the second attack was imaginary, based on wrongly interpreted communications intercepts. It wasn't the last dubious rationale for war. In 1990, George H.W. Bush leveraged false testimony crafted by a public relations firm to initiate the Gulf War. Over a decade later, his son would falsely claim that Iraq possessed WMDs to justify an invasion.
The people of the United States and our friends and allies will not live at the mercy of an outlaw regime that threatens the peace with weapons of mass murder.
Number 2, Watergate scandal. Perhaps the most well-known political conspiracy of all time, the Watergate scandal was unthinkable when it occurred.
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook.
The scandal began when Republican President Richard Nixon's administration illegally wiretapped and broke into the Democratic National Committee headquarters.
We don't know who ordered the burglary, and we don't really know what the burglars were up to that night.
Their aim was to acquire information about Nixon's opposition in the forthcoming election. The arrest of the perpetrators led to attempts by Nixon and his administration to cover up their involvement. However, mounting evidence and leaks soon exploded into a scandal that has become a byword for political disgrace, leading to Nixon's resignation.
One of the things that's so hard to recreate and understand now, looking back, is there was no sense that the president could lie to the American people.
Things have changed, Garrett.
Things have changed today.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get
Same here.
notified about our latest videos.
Same here.
You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them.
Same here.
If you're on your phone,
Same
make
for
sure
us.
you go into settings and switch on your notifications.
Why not? Would
Number
appreciate
1,
it.
the CIA conducted mind control experiments.
Oh, that's interesting.
The idea of a government agency trying to control people's minds might sound like science fiction, but it really happened.
Prostitutes would lure men to these apartments, and then once the men were in the apartments, they were dosed with LSD, and then they were basically studied by CIA scientists.
In the 1970s, a commission on the CIA's activities within the U.S. exposed the existence of Project MK-Ultra, a secret program that used drugs and torture to manipulate its victims' mental states.
Kool-Aid was spiked with LSD. It was horrible.
These experiments were
that
conducted
sounds
on
awful.
prisoners in secret detention centers around the world, as well as within American universities, hospitals, and prisons. The CIA also funded brutal experiments involving electroconvulsive therapy in Montreal, Canada. Victims of MK-Ultra included Ken Kesey and Allen Ginsberg. It's one of the darkest conspiracies out there, and we still don't know the full extent of it. Did you enjoy this video?
That one's quite
Check
mental
out the
because, like, I've had a bit, like when I said that's interesting, because I thought that'd be pretty cool if that became a thing. Obviously, if someone didn't use it for bad or whatever. But I assumed, you know, they've signed up to it, they've agreed, yeah, you can give it a go.
Yeah.
Just whacking some LSD into Kool-Aid, learning with some prostitutes, that's pretty brutal, isn't it?
It is.
You would not want that going. So I take back my interest in it. It's an interesting subject, I guess.
Yeah.
But the way they did it was completely wrong. Again, we're assuming that this video is right, so if it hasn't actually been proven, we apologise. It's off a video, isn't it? Smash that button if you enjoyed it. Smash the subscribe button. What was your favourite out of them? Pressure's on.
I don't know, because to be honest with you, I'm a bit...
What?
I'm a bit unsure about all of them.
I know what you mean. I think for me, the first one with a UFO with a hot air balloon and then turn it into the, I forgot exactly what it's called, but the balloon what went up.
Yeah.
During the Cold War. That is super interesting because one, it may potentially may be a load of rubbish. It may not be a load of rubbish, but it makes so much sense. And it's just a very interesting reason, whether it's not true, it is true, whatever people think. I just find that so interesting. And it's like, oh, okay, because it kind of makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Smash that like button if you enjoy it, guys. Smash the subscribe button. What should we do?
Have a fantastic day.
And we'll see you, legends, in the next one. Peace.